Good morning. I'm Dr. Wilson Paul, Associate Professor, Department of Corporate Secretaryship of KCS Kasaragod College of Arts and Science. We are going to do the next sum in ratio analysis. That is, you are using solvency ratio. Okay. The sum here asks you to find current ratio, liquid ratio, absolute liquidity ratio, for which you are given the data of certain current assets are there, certain current liabilities are there. Okay. Now we'll go to the next slide and see what is the answer here. First of all, you should segregate here what is current asset and what is current liability. That was done in the next slide. See, I have segregated what is current asset first. I have listed it out current asset. I have listed out current liabilities. I made a total here. Then I substituted in the formula. That is current asset by current liability is equal to current ratio. Okay. So my list of current asset is cash, debtors, closing stock. My list of current liabilities, bills payable, creditors, outstanding expenses, tax payable. So these are my current asset and these are my current liabilities. So when you divide current asset by current liability, it'll give me the answer of current ratio. Okay. What is the next question here? We go to the next slide now. See, you can see the current ratio answer. 340 by 167 is 2.036 times. Okay. Now for liquid ratio, the formula is liquid asset by current liability. So therefore I have to find my liquid asset first. I know already the current liability is there on the top of the page. So my liquid asset is current asset minus stock and prepaid expenses. So I know my stock current asset is 3,40,000 and I know my stock is 1,80,000. There is no prepaid expenses. Therefore, my answer will be 1,60,000 is my liquid asset. So 1,60,000 divided by 1,67,000 is nothing but 0.96. That is my liquid asset. Liquid ratio. Okay. Then absolute liquid ratio, absolute liquidity ratio, for which the formula is cash and bank balances plus marketable security divided by current liability. So cash and marketable securities put together is coming to 18,000. Okay. Therefore 18,000 divided by my current liability will give me my absolute liquidity ratio. Okay. So that is it. The interpretation given which is below that is not necessary for the time being. Okay. You can make use of it later on. Now the next sum. From the following details, you are asked to find from the Usha traders for the year ending March 1999, you are required to calculate ratio reflecting the liquidity position with current ratio, acid test ratio. Acid test ratio is nothing but liquid ratio. Super quick ratio is nothing but cash position ratio. Of your comments. Then first, as we did earlier, we have to list out a current asset first and current liabilities. It is already there given. Current asset list is already given there in the sum itself. The current asset list is 2,90,000. The current liability list is 72,500. Okay. We'll do the current ratio first in the next slide. See, my current ratio will be 290 by 72,500 4 times. The liquid ratio is nothing but acid test ratio. So liquid, for which I should find my current liquid asset. Liquid asset is equal to current asset minus stock minus prepaid expenses. I know current asset is 2,90,000. I know my stock is 80,000 and my prepaid expense which is given here is 10,000. So when I minus prepaid expense and stock from the current asset, I'll get my liquid asset, which is 2 lakh. Then acid test ratio will be liquid asset by current liability because there is no bank OD here. Therefore, I use current liability. Okay. Then super quick ratio is nothing but absolute liquidity ratio. That is same sum which you did earlier. Cash and bank balances plus marketable security by current liability. My cash is 40,000. My bank is 60,000. My marketable security is 20,000. Divided by 72,500. That is my current liability. Therefore, which is 1.667. Okay. We'll go to the next sum now. Now, from the following balance sheet given below, calculate the proprietary ratio. Here you are asked to find what is the proprietary ratio. The formula for proprietary ratio will be shareholders fund by total tangible asset. Okay. Shareholder fund divided by total tangible asset. I know my shareholder fund answer is share capital plus reserve surplus. So share capital is 6 lakh, reserve surplus 4 lakh 50. Therefore, my total of shareholder fund is 10 lakh 50. Then total tangible asset is nothing but the total of the balance sheet minus fictitious asset if there is any. Okay. Okay. Now, so the total of this, the current fixed asset, my current asset plus investment. The preliminary expenses, goodwill, everything will be ignored. Everything will be called as intangible. So my fictitious asset and intangible asset will be subtracted from the total asset. Only then you call it as total tangible asset. Okay. Now my total tangible asset works out to 27 lakh 50,000, which is ignoring my preliminary expense and goodwill. The total ignoring my preliminary expense and goodwill. That's it. Then my shareholder fund, I know it is 10 lakh 50. So 10 lakh 50 divided by 27 lakh 50,000 will give me 0.382. Okay. So that will be my answer. We'll go to the next sum now. Now you asked to find 12 questions are asked you for you. Okay. Current ratio, liquid ratio, fixed asset ratio, debt equity ratio, property ratio, stock turnover ratio, fixed asset turnover ratio, return on capital employed, return turnover ratio, creditors turnover ratio, net profit ratio, operating profit ratio. Okay, for which the sum data is given in the next slide. So you are given a balance sheet as well as P&L account. From this data, we are going to calculate the list of 12 items which is given there in the question one by one. We'll do one by one now. Next. What is the first one is current ratio. Current ratio is nothing but current asset by current liability. My current asset is 50 lakh divided by current liability is 26 lakh. Okay, which is nothing but 1.92. Okay, then quick ratio. Quick ratio is nothing but quick asset by current liability. My quick asset is already there, 20 lakh 40,000. Quick asset is nothing but current asset minus stock and prepaid expenses. Okay, current asset is 20 lakh 40,000 divided by 26 lakh will give me 0.76. Okay, so that is my current quick ratio. Okay, now next slide. Now fixed asset ratio. For fixed asset ratio, the formula will be fixed asset divided by long term fund. Fixed asset we know it is 46 lakh. Long term fund is nothing but shareholders fund plus debentures. Okay, my shareholders fund is nothing but share capital plus reserves plus P&L. Then long term debt. Both put together is called as long term fund. Okay, so that is what is given here. Yes, 70 lakhs. So 46 lakh by 70 lakh will give me 0.667. Okay, next. So we'll go to the fourth one, debt equity ratio. For debt equity ratio, there are so many formulas are there, but this is the one which is very frequently used anywhere. The long term debt by shareholder fund. The long term debt I know it is 6 lakh. That is my debentures. By shareholder fund is nothing but 64 lakh. Will give me 0.094. That is my long term. That is my debt equity ratio. Okay. Now, for property ratio, shareholders fund by total tangible asset. I know my shareholder fund is nothing but 64 lakh. Shareholder fund is 64 lakh. My total tangible asset is 96 lakh. So total shareholder fund divided by total tangible asset is 0.67. Okay. So that will be my answer. The next slide now. Now we are going to find stock turnover ratio. The formula for stock turnover ratio will be cost of sales by average share. Cost of sales I know sales minus GP. That is 1 crore 70 lakh minus 68 lakh will give me 1 crore 2 lakh. Okay. Then average stock is nothing but opening stock plus closing stock divided by 2. So opening stock is 1990 and closing stock is 2980. The whole divided by 2 will give me 24 lakh 85,000. Therefore, my stock turnover ratio will be 4.10 times. Okay. The next one, some question number 7 from the same question. In total we have to find 12 questions are there. Okay. Now we are doing 7th one. Fixed asset turnover ratio. Cost of sales or sales divided by fixed asset. That is 1 crore 2 lakh divided by fixed asset is nothing but we know the value of fixed asset which you did earlier. That is nothing but 46 lakh. Okay. So 1 crore 2 lakh divided by 46 lakh will give me the answer. So that is in the next slide. We'll see the next slide now. That is 2.22 times. Okay. Or fixed asset turnover ratio. If we are going to use sales, it will be 1 crore 70 lakh. In the previous case, we saw it is cost of sales. We can do sales as well. Anything we can do. We can do for fixed asset turnover ratio, we can use cost of sales or sales. The answer will be different. Okay. For the sales, it will be 1 crore 70 lakh by 46 lakh. Will be 3.69 times. Okay. Then return on capital employed. For return on capital employed, the formula will be profit before interest and tax divided by capital employed. The profit before interest and tax is nothing but the net profit and non-operating expenses plus interest and minus non-operating income. Okay, that is what is done here. the total works out to 32 lakhs. So 32 lakhs will be my net profit before interest and tax divided by capital employed. Capital employed is nothing but the share capital plus profit plus reserve plus long-term borrowing. Okay, that is 70 lakh. Will give me the into 100. If it is, since it is turnover ratio, capital employed, return on capital employed we have to multiply by 100 finally. That will be by 45.71%. Okay, the next one. 9. Data turnover ratio now. Credit sales by average data. Credit sales we know it is 1 crore 70 lakh. Okay, total sales and credit sales are one and the same. Then divided by average data. Average data is nothing but the closing data. That is my 14 lakh 20,000. The answer will be 11.97 times. Okay, then now debt collection period. For debt collection period, we have to use a formula. If it is days or month, anything you can do. We can use days or you can use month. If it is month, 12 divided by 11.97 will give me my debt collection period in month. If it is days, you can use 365 by 11.97 will give me my days. Okay, so that's it. We'll go to the next slide now. Then creditors turnover ratio. For creditors turnover ratio, nothing but credit purchase by average payable. My credit purchase is 1 crore 9 lakh 5,000. Okay, divided by average payable. Average payable is nothing but creditors and bills payable. Here the creditors and bills payable total is nothing but 26 lakh. Okay, therefore my creditors turnover ratio is 4.19 times. Okay, here that is given in different form, but we use the same formula. For creditors payment period is nothing but if it is days in month, we will use 12 divided by 4.19 times. If it is days, we'll use 365 by 4.19 times. Okay, we'll get the answer in days. That's it. The next one, net profit ratio. Net profit by sales into 100. It is a very simple one, into 100. Okay, it is nothing but 17.64 times. 64%. Sorry, it is not times. Then operating profit ratio. The formula is operating profit ratio is cost of sale plus administrative expenses plus selling expenses divided by sales into 100. Okay, cost of sales is nothing but sales minus GP. Okay, that is 1 crore 2 lakh plus 30 lakh plus 6 lakh divided by 1 crore 70 lakh into 100 will give me 81.17%. Okay, so with this the sum is over.